In this video, I'm going to tell you what I truly think is the most important piece of becoming a profitable trader. I truly believe that without this deep understanding of what I'm about to share in this video, it is nearly impossible to ever find success. That is because there is a piece of you that is working against you in every single moment of your life and in every single moment of your trading, and that is your ego. In this video, I'm going to teach you how you can gain control over your ego and to stop letting it self-sabotage you in your trading journey. So please listen very closely to what I'm about to tell you, because it has the power to completely transform your trading and your life. So what I'm talking about is trading as awareness rather than trading as the ego. And what does this mean? So you have your thoughts, and then you have you who is aware of your thoughts. So the first thing you need to understand is that you are not your thoughts, but you are the observer of your thoughts. You can't be your thoughts because your thoughts are constantly coming and going. One moment your thoughts say, looks like a good opportunity to get long. The next moment they're saying, looks like a good short. They're just throwing random stuff up against the wall. The problem is that we believe and we think that this voice inside of ourselves is us. And we think it's important and that we should listen to what it tells us. So what happens is our consciousness, our awareness becomes distracted by the mind. The mind is saying all kinds of things that are unhelpful to you as a trader. And instead of you being objective, instead of you being clear, instead of you looking at the charts and just being open, you are being narrowed down and focused into this little me, this little mind that is saying all kinds of random stuff. If you believe that you are the mind, if you are completely distracted and caught up in this voice in your head, then how can you be a successful trader? How can you long-term make good decisions when the ego is working against you? The ego doesn't want to do anything it takes to be a successful trader. It does not want to be patient. It does not want to wait for its setup. It does not want to walk away after a loss. That's the last thing in the world it wants to do. What does your thoughts and ego say when you take a loss? It says, we can get back to break even with one more trade. Oh, just size up a little bit and it'll be so much easier to get back to break even. Oh my gosh, look at what we've done. We've taken a loss first thing in the morning and I thought this was going to be a good day. The ego is what has expectations about how much you should be making on a day as a trader. It's where you hold beliefs, negative thought patterns about who you are as a trader and what you're capable of. It's what tells you to do wrong things at the wrong time. And it just makes up stuff that isn't part of your strategy. It just says, you know what, I think that the market looks good for a short right now. Where did that come from? I mean, it could be right, and you can use your mind as a tool. But if you are just completely blindly following this mind, wherever it wants you to go, then you are literally a puppet on a string. And how can a puppet take control of their life? How can a puppet be a master of themselves and of the markets? The markets trading, the biggest thing is you need to master yourself and you need to master your thoughts and emotions without being aware that you are not the mind, and without having this separation in between the thoughts that are pulling you in every which way and you as the observer and as the awareness. Then I just don't see a scenario. I don't see how you could possibly be successful if that is how you're living your life in literally anything. Because the mind is not here to help you. It is a stress machine. It causes you anxiety. It tells you to do the wrong thing at the wrong time. It does not see context. Taking, for example, if you are addicted to smoking, you know for a fact that if you quit smoking, your life will be so much better. Just like in trading, how you know if you follow your rules to a T, if you follow your risk management plan, if you do not oversize, your life will be so much better. And you know this, but the ego does not understand context. It does not see it in this way. It just sees it as, I want pleasure now. I want to do this now. So it is actually working against you. The mind, when you quit smoking or you quit eating sugar or any addiction, will say, just do it, just this one more day. We can do it just today, and then tomorrow we'll quit. And it'll make up stories to lure you back into its grasp. Because all it wants right now is dopamine. It just wants to experience a spike in dopamine because based on our old ancient survival instincts, dopamine the ego sees as good. Dopamine good, no dopamine bad. It does not see the context of, okay, by following my strategy and by having dialed in risk management, I'm going to be successful long term and get a lot of pleasure out of not having to work a job for someone else. It does not understand any of this stuff. So when you go into the charts, it is critically important for you to trade as awareness. You need to be in the lens of awareness, not the lens of the ego. But the ego is extremely powerful. Your thoughts are extremely powerful. They're like a wild rushing river, and they just take you over. And before you know it, you're completely caught up in their grasp, and you're just following them to wherever they want you to go. So this is the big problem. You are following your thoughts wherever they want you to go. You need to grow in the power of awareness. And you do this through the constant practice of being aware of your internal processes, being aware when your ego is taking you in this direction, when it's taking you in that direction, being aware of what it's saying throughout the entire day, not just while you're trading, and to go into trading as this observer, as this awareness that is just viewing, okay, I see the market, I also see my thoughts about the market, but I am not either of these things. From this stance, from this viewpoint, you can see, okay, there's this thought that I should take this action. Now, you actually have the opportunity to make a choice. Because if you are unconsciously identified with your mind, if you're just blindly believing what it's telling you, blindly following it, then you actually don't even have a choice over following or not following what it wants you to do. Because you don't even understand what it's doing. You're not even aware of it. So basically, you need to wake up, start to observe the mind, and approach the charts in this observer's place where you are flexible. You are like water. If you take a loss, you watch the emotions come up. You watch how you feel. You watch the thoughts come up. Ooh, thoughts are angry. Emotions are frustrated. I am aware of this going on. Now from this place, I can make a choice. I can step away, or I can continue to trade, but at least I am aware of exactly what's happening inside of me, and I'm not just spiraling out of control. Because this is what happens to people when they become emotionally hijacked or when their mind hijacks them. It's like you wake up 3 hours later, right? How many times has this happened to you where you're trading, you have the best of intentions. Before you know it, things start to spiral out of control, and 3 hours later, when you recover from the session, you're wondering, what the hell happened? I had the best of intentions. I wanted to do the right thing. I went into the session with the intention of following my strategy, and I couldn't do it. This is because this little mind is not your friend. And I'm not saying you should banish it or try to suppress it. I'm saying you should work with it as a friend. Befriend the mind. Use it as a tool. Listen to, don't listen to what it says in the sense of I'm blindly going to believe you, but hear it out. It's like a friend. Let's say a friend comes to you with a new business pitch. You're going to hear him out, right? But maybe this friend hasn't been very reliable in the past, hasn't been very loyal in the past. So you're hearing him out with caution, right? You're not just going to blindly jump into whatever he says. If he says, I found this great thing, just give me $50,000 and we'll have it up and running by next week and making money. I'm going to be like, yeah, man, that sounds great. But that's what a lot of us do with our own minds. Our mind is constantly pitching us ideas of what we should do, what we shouldn't do, stories about ourselves. And instead of looking at it with a cautious, is this real? Is this not real? We tend to just follow it because it arises as our voice and we are identified with it. And the consciousness that we are, the observer, the awareness, it's getting pulled into the mind. It's getting pulled into its grasp and distracted. So you need to release your attachment from all of these thoughts, these stories, these things that you're telling yourself, and come back to this spacious awareness. And from this place, you can make good decisions. You have a buffer zone in between the actions that you're going to take and actually taking them, because you have that buffer of awareness between clicking a button and entering a trade, raising your size and entering a trade, or not doing that. And you begin to gain control over your thoughts and over your emotions, because you can see them arise and you can choose not to give them power.